Hey guys, so welcome back to our channel, The Random Explorer. So like we discussed in the previous video, today's video is going to be about visitor visa application, like the whole sign up process and form filling, like all the question answers part and everything. And all, like we have said earlier also, for your visitor visa application, this is the right time to apply. And mainly if you just will don't go through any agents. It's a very simple process. Once you see this video, you will be able to understand that it's very very easy thing. It's not no rocket science or nothing, so it will be easier for you. And just to apply by yourself, watch our 3 or 4 videos. If you're applying for your parents, you can watch that video. If you're applying for your siblings, you can watch that. And previous video, that is the most important one, visitor visa application, where we have discussed everything from form filling to documentation, SOP, invitation letter, what are the content that will go, how you can create your additional document file. So everything we have discussed in that video, and that will be really very helpful for you. And today's video on how exactly on the website you can go forward. So if you watch, I guess, only even this last video and today's video, you are through your visitor visa application. So yeah, stay tuned and let's start the video. And Harsh is not there today, he's busy with some work, so I thought like I'll only walk you through. So yeah, let's just start that. And if you are really liking this series, that we have really put so much of efforts into, please do give a like and subscribe to our channel. So yeah, it will just help us also. So yeah, let's start. Okay, so this is what your sign up process would look like. This is the link for the new portal. Make sure that you're applying your visa through the new portal. The first thing that it will ask you is the invite code. Now for the invite code, there is a different link, which is this one. I will leave all the links in the description below, so you'll be able to access directly from there. Over here, you just simply have to put your email ID. So right now I'm creating a new account, so I'll just use this email ID. And you'll confirm the email ID again. Make sure you're typing it again, because you cannot copy paste over here. It's gmail.com. And over here you got this get invitation code. So as you click this, it will send you the invite code on your email, and even you will get it over here only. So now we'll copy this invite code and go to our sign up page again and paste it over here. So this is how you get your invite code. The email ID, just use the email ID that you have already used for the invitation code. You can use any email ID, it doesn't matter. If you're applying for your parents, only their email ID should be used. You can use your as well, even if you're in Canada. Over here you just need to put a password. Make sure that it is at least 8 characters and has 1 uppercase, lowercase, and 1 special character along with a numeric digit. So I'll add my password over here, confirm the password again. The surname, this should exactly appear as in your passport. So now if you're applying for your parents' visa, make sure that you are adding their name over here. So for me, I'll just put Mehta. Given name, it should be whatever your given name is. Select the telephone number, so just add the telephone number over here. If it's from any other country, you can put like India's number, so +91, and then add the number. Right now I'm just putting Canada. And once you put the telephone number over here, click over here on the sign up. So this is the second page that you will get. It will show you the verification. It will ask you for a verification code that you might already have received on your email ID. So I'll quickly check that. So the verification code that I got is 519675. Make sure that you're even checking your spam, update, and promotional emails as well. Then confirm that. So this is like your sign up is done, and you will be required to sign in again. So already I had saved the password. This is my email ID, password, and sign in. terms and conditions, accept. And now what you have to do over here is apply for a visitor visa, transit visa, or study permit. So we'll apply for a visitor visa. Read all this through and then I acknowledge and start your application. So if you are applying for more than one person, you will need to click yes, and if not, then you can just click no. So if you are applying for your parents, it will be yes, and then you will need to give a type of the group. So if it's like mostly it will be family, so family, and optional, but you can create a family group of yours. And if you are selecting no over here, only one application will be processed. So in the earlier video we even explained you the details, like what is the difference between group profile and single application. Right now we are just creating for one person, so I'll say no and save and continue. So this is the page where you will land up, and this is like the visitor visa application and everything. All your details will start from here. So why you want to apply, like what are you going to apply? So we'll select visitor visa or super visa, and why do you need a visa? So all these are the things, like all the relationship is given, what is your purpose of visit and everything. So just make sure that you are selecting the right one. So if you are applying as a tourist visa, you can just put it over here to visit Canada as a tourist. If you are applying for your parents or or your spouse or anything who is like a temporary worker over here or on a temporary resident basis, you can select that. If they are a PR, you can select this. So if all these relationships are mentioned, so make sure that you are attaching as per that only. Like for temporary visa holders, there is no there is not a mention of sibling anywhere. So you will select over here to visit any other family who is not listed above, or friends for less than 6 months. So make sure that you're selecting for less than 6 months, because 6 months is the maximum validity that you get after coming over here, like landing over here in Canada. So right now we are applying for say if you are applying for a parent, so over here it's very important to visit my spouse, okay, dependent child. So even if your parents visa you are applying, you are not a dependent child to them, so this will also not be your case, and you are going to select this only to visit any other family member who is not listed above for less than 6 months. Next is tell us more about what you will do in Canada and include the dates. Now dates needs to be just tentative dates. You don't need to give the exact dates. Make sure that you are keeping your visit short. That also I have explained you in the previous video. And over here even the purpose of visit you need to mention. So whatever you're writing here, make sure that you are writing it your purpose of visit is mentioned, what are your dates, and what is your main intention of coming to Canada. And in this even attach your strong home ties, after this that you will 100% return back to your home country. So over here we'll just write to visit my daughter who is an international student. We want to celebrate our 30th wedding anniversary together with my or our kids, and we have planned a short visit for 2 weeks only, as I cannot be away from work for more than that. So in this you have given your what is your relationship to the person who is inviting, why you want to visit, your visit is for 2 weeks only, and as why 2 weeks, because you cannot be away from work. That will prove that you have strong home ties to your home country. So this and are travel dates will be, say, from 4th from June 4 2023 to June 2023. So this is it, like, you know, you're even giving the tentative dates along with every other reason like I mentioned. So this is counted as your small SOP. So make sure that you're putting the details right over here, because if they see here and if they are convinced with all of these things, they are not even going to, like, you know, look for your invitation letter or SOP in detail. So this is very important and utilize it to the full. There are only 475 characters used, so make sure that you are conveying your things over here properly, and don't just, like, you know, put like yeah, I'm coming on tourist visa from this date to this date. Just mention your purpose very clearly. Then when will you enter Canada? As we have already mentioned, over here we'll select the same thing. And when will you leave Canada? So that also 20. And if you have a rejection earlier, so make sure that the UCI number, whatever was there given to you earlier, add it over here. And if it's a new case, you won't, like, you know, this is an optional field anyways, so you'll just save and continue. Over here they'll ask you, like, you know, all the details are given, just read it through, whatever information that you need to enter from next page. Continue to application. So are you applying on behalf of someone else? So if you are applying on behalf of your parents and you wish to put that thing, click on yes, or else just click over here as no and proceed. If you click yes, then it will ask you, like, you know, what is the representative information and mailing address and everything. But even if you are applying for your parents, we had just shown that my parents only applied by themselves, so we'll just click over here no and save and continue. Now over here the applicant details will go. So like I said, as per your passport only, given name and first name. Your date of birth you need to select. I'll put it like, I'll just put a random one right now. Then your gender, whatever it is. Over here your parents' name will only go. I'm just putting it for my, like, you know, for your reference only, but this will be the applicant who is coming, like whoever right now is in India, that their detail will go. Gender, save and continue. Then travel document of the applicant. So type of travel document, so you can just add your passport. It's a regular passport. Select the country code, we'll select India. What's the nationality in your passport? Again India. Then you'll need to add in the passport number and confirm the passport number again. Then date of issue of your passport, say recently they got, okay, I'll just add this, and date of expiry of your passport. So this is done. Are you a lawful permanent resident of the United States with a green card? Select yes or no, whatever is applicable for you. Have you held Canadian visitor visa in the past 10 years? Yes or no, whatever it is. Do you hold a valid US non-immigrant visa? This even counts your US tourist visa. So if you have that, click yes and add the visa details and everything. Right now we'll just click no, and if you click over here yes, let me just add, let's see that. Okay, then expiry date of your visa. Okay, and then are you using a different passport of this for this application than you used for your non-immigrant visa? Whatever it is, yes or no, click that. I'll just put a no over here. Then are you traveling to Canada by air? So we'll click yes over here. Save and continue. Now next is the personal details. It is about the citizenship and places where the applicant has lived. So country and territory where you were born, so I'll put again India over here, and city and town where you were born in, so just Mumbai, whatever city or town your parents were born in, you can write that, or like the main applicant is born. So are you a citizen of more than one country? Yes or no, whatever your status is. Which country or territory are you a citizen of? So again India. Then if you are there, like, since birth or whatever your status is, so for my case I'll just put yes, and it will count that only, and save and continue. Then national identity document of the applicant. Over here for India you can even use Aadhaar card, or if not, if for any other country, or even if you don't have Aadhaar card, you can just put yes and add in your passport details. Even passport is counted as a national identity document. So like we had mentioned, I'll just add in as passport only. Then date of issue, now I don't remember. Okay, I guess this was it. Yeah, February 6th. Okay, and select the country and territory that has issued this document. So again India. Have you used any other name in the past? If you have used, click yes and give the names that you have used. If it's a no, straightforward, it will be no, and save and continue. Now this will ask you for your residential status. First one is the country, the address that where you currently live. So again India. Street address, house number, and whatever is applicable. So I'll just put over here as Link Road, Mumbai. Postal code is optional, whatever you have, just add that. Is your mailing address same as your residential address? Yes or no, whatever your scene is, add that. Now it shows over here countries or territories of residence. List your current country or territory of residence, then add all the countries or territories where you have lived for the past 5 years for more than 6 months. So if they have stayed anywhere else for more than 6 months, you will need to add the details. If not, then just add in the country where you are currently living, that is India. What is your status? You are a citizen. And since when you are living, so it will be since your birth, right? So this is where I currently live. Okay, so we'll just add it from your date of birth. And this is where I currently live. So once you tick that, it will not ask you to, but in some of the cases we have seen, even after taking this, it will ask you till what date have you lived. So just mention the current date. So this is where I currently live, and save. There is some bug, I don't know, but some of the applicants, they have this to date. Then save, and over here save and continue. Even if you have, like, lived for 6 months or more apart from your home country, then you will again need to add in the details over here. Select the countries where you have lived, and then from which year, like, from which date to which date, and then continue. Now next is the biometrics. So if you have already taken the biometrics and if they are still valid, you'll select yes and give the information. If you want to give the biometrics again or not, then of course you are not going to give again. But if you don't have biometrics, select no over here. This is like, you will be given the biometric application in next 1 day or 2 days at the max. You will get the reply from IRCC. Save and continue. Now your personal details, everything is done. Next is the application. So application now is like who is inviting you. Over here I'll just put Harsh's name. So Mehta Harsh. See, what is your relationship to you? So family member or friend or organization, whatever. So mostly it will be family member or friend. So select this. They are inviting you from Canada. This will be by default. You won't even be able to change this. And start typing to find the address in your list. You need to type their address. So wherever they are staying, you will need to put their address. Over here you can even search and get a list of the address of all the addresses of Canada. If not, you can just input the address manually. Apartment number or unit if they have any. Then city and town. So Toronto I'll put. If you are in Mississauga or Brampton, you can just add that detail. Province, whatever. I'm putting Ontario as of now. Postal code. To give postal code, I'll just put anything right now. Okay. Sorry. Oh yeah. So this is there. Telephone number, you'll select cellular. Country. Enter the telephone number. So email address of the person who is inviting, so I'll just put a random email over here. Then has someone else also invited you? So mostly it will be no only. If it's yes, then add in yes and give the other person detail. So now over here they will ask you about the finances, like how much money that you are showing. We have already discussed this in the previous video, how much funds and everything that you need to show. Convert it into CAD and show the funds. So if you are showing 10 lakhs, just make sure that you're converting, and approx like 15 to 16,000 CAD, I guess it's there. So I'll put here 15,000. So now, is someone else giving you money for your stay in Canada? Now if you are the one who is sponsoring their stay, you will select yes and give the details exactly, how much funds are there, what is your status over here, and why are you sponsoring this trip. If they are sponsoring by themselves, it will be just a no, and then save and continue. The details are done. We'll come to this activities tab. So next, after you do save and continue, over here all your information about your education, work and other activities are mentioned, and we'll start adding that. So have you ever studied a post-secondary school? You don't need to have completed a degree or diploma. So if you are applying for your parents, there are many cases that we have heard, even the parents are not that qualified or anything. So whatever it is, yes or no, just mention that. If you put yes, you'll need to give additional detail of the school from and the level of study, which field they have studied, until which year, the address. You don't need to provide the documents supporting this. It's just for their background check that they'll need. So right now we'll just put no. And then this is the military and police history. So do you serve in any of the military, civil services or anything? Select whatever it is. We'll go with no right now. And then next is to give details of all your employment and activities for the past 10 years. So if they are working with some organization, you can add in their details. If they are into business or something like that, give the details. So my dad was just a professional, so we added this. Approximate year you can provide, or at least for the last 10 years. So I'll just put from 2000, suppose, and it's ongoing work. Then what is the work? So just select whatever: management occupations, health occupation, education, business or finance. So whatever it is. So if you are into business, you can select business. Then what is a job title? There are multiple job titles given. Select whichever, at least if you don't find the perfect one, select the one which has a relatable niche at least. So my dad is an interior designer, so I just put an architect. The company name, whatever the company name it is. Right now let me just put our name only. I'll just put my name. And now the main duties of the job, so whatever it is, so we'll just put as interior designer from past 20 years or whatever, specialized in houses, specialized in houses and offices. So whatever is the occupation, you can write that. Just give a brief description about the duties. Next is the address. Over here again we'll select India. Street address, anything that you want to put. Link road, city or town, add in that and save. So if there are multiple jobs, you will need to add in that also, like put the years. For the last 10 years you will need to give, so do that and save and continue. Now is the travel history. So during the past 5 years, have you ever traveled to the country or territory other than the one where you are a citizen or where you live now? So if they have traveled to anywhere else, you'll need to give yes and add in the details of the travel, like from when to when did they travel, which country, location, what was the purpose, and anything else if you need to add. So right now I'm just putting no. Now they'll ask you, have you ever stayed in Canada beyond the validity of your status, or attended school in Canada without authorization, or worked without authorization in Canada? 99% will be no only, so add that. And have you been refused a visa or permit, denied entry, or leave the country? So if you have applied earlier and got a rejection, then you can just say yes and give the details, like give your UCI number and the rejection reason, why it was rejected. And if not, then just simply say no and then continue. Now these are just some of the security questions, so whatever is there for you, yes or no, select that. Mostly everything is just no. Then again over here also no. Political party, or if it's yes, then just like whatever it is, you'll need to give details everywhere. So save and continue. Then no medical exam is required for the visitor visa, so we'll just select no. And if you are someone applying for a spouse visa and you have done this medical and have the history, then just give yes and give the number. But mostly for visitor visa it is not required only, so even if you have and if you put no, it's okay. Then medical background questions about the tuberculosis, whatever it is. And are you currently receiving dialysis, or have a drug or alcohol addiction, or to be hospitalized, mental health condition, or whatever it is. So this is done, like your medical history is done. Next will be the family information. So if you are currently married, divorced, or separated, widow, anything, whatever, even single is there. So if you are applying for parents, let's say if we put married, then you'll need to give your proof of marriage. So suppose, let's say this, then the name of your spouse or common law partner, then date of birth, as I put 1991 there, I can't, I'll need to, okay, let me do this. Country and territory of birth of your partner, everything relating to your partner would be mentioned over here, and what they do. So if they are if you are applying your father as the main applicant, you can put homemaker for your mother if she is a housewife, and if vice versa, then you can add in the details of your dad. Right now let me select this. Is their address same as yours? So yes or no, whatever it is. And will they accompany you to Canada? If you are applying for 2 applications, then over here, there in the start also I said y'all. So over there also you'll need to put yes, and over here also you'll need to put yes, and then you'll get the details, you'll be asked details about your partner as well. And if no, then select no and continue. Then it states, do you have any biological, adopted, or stepchildren? So yes, no, whatever. If yes, then add in the details of your kids, and over here it will state, does the child have same address as you, whatever it is. And if the child is not in Canada, will they accompany you to Canada? So over here, even if you are someone who is inviting your parents, and you will need to write your name also in the kids section, and it is written if the child is not in Canada, will they accompany you to Canada. So if it's already in Canada, they are not going to accompany, so you'll put a no over here. So this is done. Right now I'm putting no, and yeah, you understand. Save and continue. Okay, so now is like, tell us about your parents, and if you are adopted, provide the details about your legal parents. So if you are adopted and if you don't know the legal parents, you can just select this, and if not, like, add in the details. And regarding your parents also, you will need to add. So give the name. So my parents' name we'll add. Relationship, father. Date of birth we'll add his. And country and territory of birth will give India. Present occupation, professional, or like whatever exact it's there, you can write. If you are applying for your parents, this section will include their parents' name, so it will be their grandparents. Does this parent have same address as yours? So if your grandparents live with your parents, then you can put yes, and if not, then you can give no and give the details. And will this parent come with you to Canada, yes or no? So if you provide yes, again the second applicant would be open, otherwise no. And save. Similarly you will need to add in your parents' mother also. Relationship is mother, and save and continue. Then there is all the contact information would be needed, and native language. So we are Gujarati, so you'll put Gujaratis. Whatever your native language is there, just search from here and add in the details. And your communication language, English, French, or both or neither. Even if you're applying for your parents, select English, because this is like, for their communication they will need the language. If you put neither, it won't work that way, so just at least put English, because you are only the one who will be managing in the emails and everything. And what language do you want us to contact? So see over here also English. Then the email address that we already gave earlier. The login that we have used. This works. Add in the telephone details. So resident, cellular, Canada or other. If other, then you'll need to add like +91. It should be 91. And telephone number. Again, it will not take. Extension is not needed. So that's it. And yeah, this is done. So now there will be just a summary page, and in the summary page, all the details, whatever you have added, you can just review it once again. Just open one by one and start reviewing everything. And if you feel that you have made any mistake, just go over here, edit it and make the corrections, and then again land on this page. So all the details that we filled will come over here, and then save and continue. Now is the documentation part. So see, this is all the documentation part that is there. So the first one is the letter of invitation that I got. Now upload your invite letter over here. As I had ticked for US visa, it's asking me that. I'll upload the visa over here. National identity document, it would be Aadhaar card, or if not, then passport. Again, you can add it over here. And again, passport and travel document, include all your visa pages and everything like we had explained in the earlier video. Attach it over here. And see over here, there is no proof of funds or anything shown, so you will need to put it in the additional documents. But many a times this proof of funds will even come over here. So if someone else is inviting you, if you put that, then I guess proof of funds portal will also be open. Let's just check that once. So over here, let me just put if someone else is inviting you. Add all the details. I'm not adding everything. Just save and continue. I just want to see that do we get proof of funds. Okay, even if I'm putting it is not coming, but we have seen, like, when we do visa application review for everyone, that time we have seen proof of fund is also given as an upload section. So this really varies from case to case, and it might not be like, exactly same how you see over here. Your might be different. So whatever the documents are mentioned over here, one by one just start uploading that, and whatever is not mentioned and whatever we have discussed in the video, in the earlier video, make sure that you are attaching all the documents, and it will go in the additional documents. And over here just like add the file whatever it is, and then you can just do save and continue, and it will take you to the payment page. So yeah, this is it. It will ask your consent and declaration, and then you can just complete it and like make the payment and complete it. So yeah guys, this is it. Like you all saw, it is very easy process. It doesn't require much time, and it's just very simple and straightforward. So yeah, good luck with your application, and do like, share and subscribe. See you in the next video. Bye.